we're back with another episode.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. We are back at it again.
Howdy, y'all.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Whoa. How was your week this past week?
It was not bad. Today is June the 9th when we are recording this.
Yeah.
Today is the first day that I have not felt like complete shit since May 20th.
Why are you feeling like shit?
Because I went to Mexico and may or may have not drinking the water or eaten some bad fish. I don't know, but I came back with what I'm calling a parasite.
Oh, did you eat the worm out of the bottle or whatever?
I didn't. I thought I drank enough tequila to kill anything that was actively living in my body. That did not happen. I've been so sick the last couple weeks.
Oh, that's sad.
3 rounds of antibiotics.
Are they working?
They are working now, yeah.
Okay.
It has been tough. So today is a good day because I finally feel good. Mm-hmm. Not good. I don't feel bad.
Gotcha.
I'm in a neutral state right now. Well, maybe a little less than neutral. But so I'm going to take that as a win. I've just been so tired. It's crazy when you don't eat food, but you're constantly shitting your brains out, how tired you get. It's
because
crazy.
You're dehydrated.
Yeah, wild.
And you're trying to figure out where is this coming from because I'm not eating anything.
I ain't eating a damn thing.
Yeah, but they say that how big your how long your small intestines are, but how your large intestine can hold a lot of stuff. And it could be months worth of poop that's backed up.
Yeah. And the crazy thing would be I would try to eat something.
Yeah.
And immediately get these horrible stomach cramps. And then it would be I have to go to the bathroom. So then at work, I just wouldn't eat because I was I'm fine if I'm not eating. I just feel crappy.
I was going to say, at baseline with your Vyvanse, you don't eat anyway.
Yeah, so it wasn't a huge change for me.
Pretty much.
And then I had been taking my Vyvanse because I was used to it. And then one day I was like, you know what? I wonder if this is making me feel more sick because whatever. So I didn't take it one day. Big mistake. Huge. I was so exhausted.
Really?
I was like, that shit was keeping me alive. Give me the drugs.
Don't betray your Vyvanse.
Yeah. So I am now a Zofran queen.
You had to get Zofran.
I'm popping that shit like candy.
Damn. And for those that don't know, Zofran is anti-emetic or basically anti-throw up pill. It tries to calm your nausea down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it works like a charm.
Wow.
So yeah, we're on our way out of the dark place that I've been in.
Well, I just hope that this is a lesson for you that, now that you're 30 and you're officially old, that you can't drink how you used to, man.
Yo. Yeah.
You can't party like you used to. That's not, your body's not there.
If the worms would stay out of me, then it wouldn't have been a problem.
I think the worms were probably in their natural habitat and you disturbed them.
Yeah, I will say that I can't. 30 hit me like a brick.
Yeah, definitely.
Wall.
That's crazy.
Bad. I was down bad. I had to cancel. I was supposed to go to if y'all know anything about me, it's that I don't cancel trips. I have fucking FOMO. Not. I will not cancel. I will be there or be square. And I had to cancel Italy, and I don't think I've ever canceled a trip. Actually, I'm very sad about it.
Yeah, she was debating. She came over here last week and was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna try to push my flight back." And I'm like, "Alyssa, you can barely stay awake. What the hell are you gonna do over in Italy?
I know, and
you're gonna die, and then you're gonna be stuck in an Italian hospital and have to pay $40,000 to get back to the United States."
And I'm so used to just feeling I have chronic stomach issues. I never feel great. So I'm like, this is just one of those things. You don't feel great. You'll get there. You'll be fine. But every time I would tell people, I would hear myself and I was like, bitch, you're sick. Everything you're saying sounds horrible.
Yeah.
And then people would be like, you don't look so good. I was like, shit. And all I could think about is being stuck on that 8-hour flight.
Yeah.
And having to shit. And then what if there's a line for the bathroom?
Exactly. Then you shit in your pants.
Then I'm going to shit my pants
then
on the
you're going to make World Star.
Yeah.
Or the shade room.
I don't want to be in the shade room.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So a little bummed about that still, but we're here and we're alive and well. God bless.
Yeah. You made the right decision.
Thank you.
It was a very adult decision, but
it was a 30-year-old decision.
Yeah, it was definitely a 30-year-old decision. Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you're better though.
Yeah, it was very 25 of me to wait until the night before to be like, oh yeah, I guess I can't fly out.
After everybody's telling you, I don't think you should go, even the people you were going with.
I know. So, but yeah, how was your week?
My week was okay. It was very unproductive, unfortunately, but it was not of my own volition. You know how you this is a real thing, but I'm not going to go way into depth in it because I'm just not. you can recognize, I think, as a healthcare professional, we kind of see it all the time, but enough, especially if you go to therapy and you believe in psychology. Functional depression is real. I will just tell you that. I am actively in a functional depressive state, and I recognize it, and I'm not okay with it, but I'm okay with recognizing the fact that I know that I'm in it. Anywho, and so I was very unproductive this week, and I am trying my best. And so if anybody thinks that depression is not real, depression is absolutely real. It doesn't matter how much you laugh, how much you're around people. Functional depression is real. And yeah, but other than that, everything was okay. My job, unfortunately, which is what I'm throwing in the rehab corner real quick.
The whole thing.
Girl, I'm throwing my whole job, the whole fucking hospital in the goddamn rehab corner. So y'all know it is hot as hell, okay? It is hot as hell everywhere.
If we don't mention at least once an episode.
Yeah, it's hot.
It's hot as hell.
I mean, it's just the first part of June, and we have already toppled over 100 degrees here in San Antonio,
which
Texas.
Doesn't usually happen until July.
And we hit 100 in the end of May as well too, which was insane. And so
they're calling it the heat dome.
Where I work, or where we work, there's like a medical center area where there's a shit ton of hospitals just in this one particular area. And my hospital and another hospital share some type of water line. And so unfortunately, the water line at the other hospital ended up breaking or busting or something. Anyway, it affected our AC. So our hospital was without AC for 2 days, and it was insane. And so thankfully the office that I sit in was still, air conditioned, but the patient rooms were so hot. They had these huge fans every 5 to 10 feet that were blowing everywhere, and I was sweating my ass off. I almost quit my job because it was ridiculous.
One thing I'm not going to do is sweat at work.
No, I'm not going to sweat at work. I mean, we already have a very taxing physical job as therapists, as a physical therapist myself, and Alyssa as an occupational therapist. It's just, it adds insult to injury when it's hot. And so I had to bring my little fan up.
Smelly.
They're smelly. They just had surgery. Then they have to go to the bathroom, and then it's hot shit and hot piss.
I already hate. Okay, so a lot of patients in the hospital, like the hospital's cold.
Yeah,
but these older people will put their thermostat up, and so you walk into these hot, stale rooms.
Yes.
And I already hate that. It's a horrible working environment. So I can't imagine the whole freaking place being like that.
Well, see, my hospital, they can't control the temperature. You have to call Biomed, and they have to turn it on. Now, there's a thermostat in there. That shit just don't work. It's just different show. Because you be pressing them buttons, and nothing happens. Nothing happens. And then I had this one patient on Friday. He had a ileostomy takedown. Oof. And then something happened in his surgery. They had to put another one on the other side, which is so stupid. Anyway, neither here nor there. So this man has this gut surgery basically. And so I walk in and I'm like, hey, I know it's hot. He got 2 fans in there, him and his wife. And he's just like, I was like, hey, you want to get up for therapy? He's like, no, absolutely not. He was like, I've been up since 3:30 this morning because it's hot as hell in my room. And he literally was like laid out like a starfish. He had his gown all the way up, so you saw his, like, not in his incision, but just the dressing and everything. And he just had a towel draped around his genitals because he was just like, bitch, is hot. Ooh. And I felt so bad for him because I was just like, you don't have another space that you can go to kind of try to get a reprieve. So I pray that when I return back to work, I'm speaking into existence. When I go back to work, by the time this episode comes out, that AC will be fixed.
That is crazy.
Because they did tell us, like, hey, this is a chill warning. Like, this is what happened. They sent everybody like an email or a text message and whatnot. And I was just like, I'm not going to work in a hot. I got eczema, y'all. I got eczema.
You got eczema?
I got eczema, not eczema. Eczema, okay? And I don't have time to be paying no $50 copay to my dermatologist to get some triamcinolone cream. I'm trying to stay away from the steroids now, but
how much longer? We're in that heat dome, whatever the hell that is, that's like going across the western U.S.
Oh yeah, that's what you were telling me about, a heat dome or something. What?
But I don't know how long it's supposed to last.
Probably the whole damn summer. We're not even in summer yet.
It's like even outside, it's that hot breeze, you know?
Yes. Yes.
Marissa and I during lunch, because I've been feeling horrible, and so as soon as I get back to the office from the floor, if I don't like keep moving, it's like we're shutting down. The computer's turning off. So we've been taking walks. We walked to like Starbucks or Chick-fil-A at lunch, and it's fine until I'm like, hey, it's kind of fucking hot.
Yeah, it's really hot.
It just sneaks up on you.
Yeah, because me and my coworker, we would take walks every day too, on our 15-minute allotted lunch break. I mean, not lunch break, but our 15-minute break that we have aside from lunch. Anyway, but we would take a little walk or whatever. Sometimes we would move our cars in a different place if whatever we parked in the garage and stuff like that. And this whole week. She's been like, you gonna move your car? Bitch, no. I'm not going out there.
It's hot.
I've been having to reapply sunscreen more than I usually have, and I'm in the building. It's just hot.
Wake up hot. Go to bed hot.
Listen, I don't have time for stupidity. I was really silent at work on Thursday and Friday of last week. I don't think I talked to barely anybody, honestly. And I was just like, it's too hot for me to speak right now. It's too hot for stupidity. I don't have time for nobody. I came into work and the same usual suspects, chatty Cathy's, with just 6:50 in the morning just talk. And I'm just like, it's too hot. Shut the fuck up. It's 6:50 in the morning. Shut up.
And just everyone's driving more erratically.
Yeah.
This is when people start doing crazy shit because it's getting too hot.
It's too hot. Like, people's patience are very short. People's temperaments. I get very mean when I'm hot. I get extreme when I'm hot and hungry. No one is
meant to be this hot.
No, this is how you know. Let me tell you something. I need to get my life right because I ain't trying to go to hell. Hell is real and hell is hot, from what I heard from the Bible.
You know that to be true.
Okay, all I'm saying is I'm not going to hell. Hell no, I'm not going to hell. But anyway, speaking of hell, well, oh, wait, what are you?
We're living it.
Where do we?
Welcome to hell.
What were you putting in the rehab corner?
What am I gonna put in the rehab? Oh,
okay. We're waiting. The people are waiting.
There have been, my very close personal dear physical therapist friend that I co-treat with often, Jessica.
Yeah. I
love her. She's gone the tail end of the week. She works the front half of the week.
Yeah.
And now she's going to be on vacation. Good for her. Love that. Great. Go. But that puts me in the position where I have to interact with other therapists, which is fine. I just am used to her and I like her.
Yeah.
And PTs do this thing. It's not physical therapists. It's men. Men do this thing where they gaslight you. It's like a soft gaslight with medical knowledge. And I'm like, you will not do this to me. I know what I'm talking about. But now that we've entered in this conversation, I now feel like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about because you are so steadfast in your idiocy.
Okay.
And that's what I've been dealing with. It's just...
Would you like to elaborate on that? Because I feel like I'm kind of confused. So you were gaslit by a man in medicine.
Men in the hospital who were like, no, like even like a patient's chart, like they didn't have da-da-da-da. I'm like, yes, they did. They had this surgery. And they're like, no. And I'm like, yes, they did. I saw it in the chart. I've seen them. I've seen it in the chart.
Let me show you.
I don't think that happened. And I'm like, what? Am I going? I have to pull out my paper? Am I going fucking crazy? And I know what I'm talking about. I'm an intelligent person.
Yeah.
Also, I'm aware of the things that I don't know. I would never.
Gaslighting in the workplace. Specifically by men.
Specifically by men who don't know what shit. You guys don't know anything, but you are just so fucking confident in your lack of knowledge. And it really upsets me because women are not like that.
No.
Most women are not like that.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here like, what? Why?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm just putting all men for the time being in the rehab corner.
Well, speaking of men, it is Men's Mental Health Month.
Whoop-de-fucking-do.
They deserve mental health awareness as well.
Did you not just hear what they've been doing to me all week?
Well, that's why they need the mental health services. It's because they are crazy.
They do need mental health services.
This month, the month of June, is Men's Mental Health Month. We got a lot of stuff going on for the blood, the LGBT Pride Month, men's health. Good God Almighty.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. I think we said that on the last episode, but Happy Pride.
Here's the thing about telling people Happy Pride. Which tell them Happy Pride. You should be able to tell someone like happy month that we're celebrating for you and your sexual orientation and preference, right? Okay, whatever. But when you're in the office and you're like, hey, happy Pride to people, it sounds really fucking weird. Like, did I just out you in front of I don't know who knows everything about, you know what I mean?
How do you know I want people to know I have a wife?
And I'm just like, oh, I just thought, I was trying to be nice, but it's like this underhanded dig. You're like, oh, happy Pride.
Yeah. Well, I had one of the nurses, she has her Pride pins. Because remember one of our beloved Shannon, she used to give me and Audrey used to give us the Pride pins and everything. And so she has this other pin that says, love is love. And it's, of course, a heart with the rainbow on it. And so I always wear it during Pride Month. And so as I was wearing it this week, like I kind of got like different stares. And I don't know if people like at my job were like, oh, are you gay? Like, no, I'm just an ally. But I'm not a protesting ally. I'm just an ally.
We're a podcasting ally.
We're a
yappy allies.
And if you're in my presence, I will defend you when you're in my presence and not in my presence. I'm just not going to protest. That's all. I'm just not going to protest.
It's too hot.
It's too fucking hot, bitch. I don't even protest Black Lives Matter right now. It's too hot. Jesus, we know Black Lives Matter, but I'm not protesting. It's too hot. I'll protest in the winter.
There you go.
Or the spring, but it's too hot. But with regard to men's mental health, though, I really want just everybody in general, but especially specifically for men, because unfortunately, men don't get the same grace that women get when it comes to mental health, when it comes to expressing emotion, when it comes to being able to be vulnerable and transparent, and tying it back to pride, being transparent is gay. That's how they look at it. Well, you tell me what your feelings, that's gay.
Yeah, you have weaponized and feminized having feelings and emotions. That's why it's okay for women to have them. Because you think they're lesser than, and you think that's a girly thing.
Well, it's like men who say that women are emotional, but I'm like, if you lose on Madden, you're literally like breaking your whole TV. That's a mental health issue. You need to get that fixed. You need to get your anger under control. That's not normal. Also, too, we don't start wars. But anyway, to every man out there, please know that you are loved, you are cared for. Somebody likes you. I don't know who, but somebody likes you. Also,
surely there's at least one person
at least out there. Maybe your mother, maybe your mama, your daddy. All I'm saying is that men, we know that statistically, women attempt suicide more often, but men actually successfully complete it, unfortunately. And so to everybody who has men in their lives, be there for them, give them the flowers, give them the opportunity to be vulnerable and transparent in this season, because mental health does matter of our men in our society.
Go to therapy.
Go to therapy, y'all. Therapy works. God created therapists. For those that are super religious or whatever, just like, I can go to God in prayer. You're right, and he gonna lead you to a psychologist.
And sometimes you need someone to actively talk back to you, question you, and lead you.
The people in your head, I know you trust them because I trust the people in mine. However, sometimes they will lead you astray. Okay, so you need to go talk to somebody outside your head to make sure that you're not the crazy one. Okay,
just to double check,
and maybe go to a psychiatrist to get some medication.
Some loony pills. We're all taking them.
Not me.
Oh,
I'm just functionally depressed.
Yeah, go to therapy. I won't. I'm going to sit here in my depression, but you're fine.
No, I go to therapy. I am a faithful goer of therapy, but I'm just not taking on meds. I don't believe in that.
It is like...
I'm kidding. I do believe in medication, but I'm not taking any.
I would never say the ability to be functionally depressed is a blessing, because depression is not a blessing.
No.
But I just know how bad depression can be and how hard that is when it's like genuinely cannot leave the bed, cannot get up, cannot bathe yourself, cannot do these things. So...
And you have the desire to, you cannot physically get your body up and do it.
So to be able to at least fucking get a check while you're depressed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's a silver lining.
Absolutely. We need to get Dr. Malika Dandridge back on the podcast so she can give us some more information especially for men's mental health month. So
just also the fact that y'all's mental health is so in the gutter that we have to have a whole month dedicated to it. We got to fix that.
Well, you know what? Sometimes, I mean, I controversial opinion. I feel like women, to a degree, have aided and abetted in men having mental health issues more than usual because we haven't created a safe space for them. There are people who will say stuff like, I don't want my man to cry. If you cry, you ain't no real man. Like what? Even parents, even mothers will tell their sons, you're a big boy. Big boys don't cry. No, bitch, you need to get that shit out. You need to cry. I had a patient this week, actually. He's been in the hospital for a couple weeks, and he's a pretty young guy. And he unfortunately struggles with alcoholism and had a craniotomy because he fell in subdural hematoma, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, he has aphasia. And aphasia is basically where you can have, there's a couple of different types, but the more notable ones are either receptive or expressive, where either you can't understand what people are saying to you or you can't formulate the words to have, communication.
What would you rather have?
Neither. So
okay.
I need you to stop putting these negative hypotheticals in the atmosphere because I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Okay.
Good call.
Right. All right. So he has expressive aphasia where he can't get out the words. His brain is not formulating the words to be able to have dialogue and communication. And so he really got emotional this week. And when he got emotional, you could tell that he didn't really want to get emotional with me, which was okay. I know you're getting emotional right now. But I just closed the door and I let him know. I was like, listen, I understand that you can't you can't talk the way that you normally do. But I'm like, I was trying to, give him some positive reinforcement. Like, look, your brain is still healing from the original injury. And then you had to go back into surgery twice at this point. And so your brain is this big master computer that's not supposed to be restarted. And when you touch the brain, you're restarting it, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And so I just allowed him to be able to cry. And he was just like, I'm sorry, I'm crying. And I was like, why are you apologizing for having real emotions? Like, your life has been affected at this point. And so, I feel like, sometimes us women, we have not created a safe space for men to be able to be vulnerable and transparent to talk about these things. And they have also not made themselves or had safe spaces for each other, because they always go back to, they think everything is gay and everything is soft and feminine just to have feelings. But again, if you've been taught that for, decades upon decades, then you don't know any different, unfortunately. So
what a tangled web
that they've woven. What were you telling about PTSD and Molly?
So
speaking of mental health,
there was this clinical trial. They're trying to get the FDA to approve MDMA for PTSD.
And MDMA is what?
Molly
/ ecstasy.
I guess technically ecstasy. There is a difference between Molly and ecstasy.
Is there? Don't they both make you freaky?
I think it's kind of like all whiskey's bourbon, but all bourbon isn't whiskey. All bourbon is whiskey, but not all whiskey is bourbon. It always
comes back to alcohol, doesn't it?
Anyway, they're doing clinical trial, and I think they had good results, but then I've also heard stuff like the numbers were fudged, and I think it was denied. They didn't see it as beneficial effective enough to approve. But I heard people on the other side saying, like, this is the one thing we have that we know makes at least a difference in a lot of people's treatment of PTSD. So they're like, if not this, we don't know what we're going to use. But yeah, I just think that's interesting.
I kind of agree for the FDA to not approve that, because I just feel like, Molly and ecstasy was this big craze that happened, right? And it was this, it was almost like when crack hit the black neighborhood in the 80s. And the crack epidemic. And it's like Molly was this whole big thing. I mean, they even had episodes on shows about Molly overdosing and whatnot. And obviously, this will be more of a controlled substance or, at a lower dose. But I just feel like Molly, I don't know how smart that would be to use that for PTSD. I would say cannabis or THC for PTSD over Molly.
I think it's that it floods your neurotransmitters. Like it gives you a bunch of dopamine and norepinephrine and oxy and stuff.
But I thought that makes you hallucinate, though.
But it can at high doses. So I think ideally they give you enough to kind of put you in this like floaty space to where you have less negative emotional responses to trying to process your trauma. That way you can work through it. And because but I don't know. Also, Molly is pure MDMA. Ecstasy is cut with other stuff.
So it's like crack versus cocaine.
Exactly.
Gotcha. So the Molly is the cocaine and then the ecstasy is crack.
Correct.
Got it. Makes sense.
All makes sense.
But
yeah, you don't have to worry about it because it's not getting fucking passed. But I just thought that was really interesting. Also, in my head, I know this isn't what it's like, but I just see like all of these older war vets with PTSD rolling in like a therapist office, tripping off Molly, trying to process their PTSD. That's the visual that is presented in my head, and it just makes me giggle a little bit.
Yeah, I just feel like, I guess from what I've never taken Molly or ecstasy, never want to, and I just feel like they would just be really freaky on this medication. Because you see all the movies and TV shows, people on Molly and ecstasy, and they're always just trying to have these big ass orgies, and I'm like,
because it just heightens your senses, so everything just feels good.
Yeah, but then if you're not a person whose love language is physical touch, I don't think that would be great.
But at that point, you're so like just enamored with the sensation itself. Yeah. Like it's not necessary, like even like people will rub the rug, like it just, everything feels good.
And maybe that's for people who have severe PTSD, not like functional PTSD to a degree.
I would assume. Like people who can't even talk about leave the house, they're like, here, we got to get you feeling pretty good.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow.
Damn, that is crazy. But also the psychedelic drugs too. I'm always like, what other stuff could our brains do that we don't know that it can do? Because obviously it can make this other shit happen, like ketamine therapy and all that stuff.
According to the movie Lucy, we are only using about 25% of our brains.
What a great film.
That's a great movie. I mean, I don't think we should unlock certain areas of our brain. I really don't feel like we should.
I bet I could crawl up the walls or some shit.
Because you know how to, like, in situations where adrenaline takes over, like you can literally lift a car by yourself when adrenaline takes over.
Insane to think about.
Exactly. So I don't think that we as humans, listen, they already trying to fuck us up with AI. I just don't think that we as humans should unlock all portions of our brains. It's gonna cause too much.
A lot of y'all don't even use what you have. So.
That's very true.
I'm just being honest.
That is so true. Lord Jesus. I'll tell you what else is not being used. Retirement for some people. I'll tell you who is getting ready to retire or who did announce their retirement, which I think all of us can identify no matter how old or young you are at this point in life. Pat Sajak. Do you know who that is? The host from the Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune, the old guy.
Yes. So
I didn't know that was his name.
Yeah, he actually just announced his retirement. And I've been watching him since I've been alive, and I just cannot believe that he actually retired. I just
so
think that's so sad.
Do we have anyone left from the original game show people?
Bart Barker died.
Dead.
Yeah.
What's the other one? The touch one?
The touch one. Vanna White?
Yeah.
I think she retired already too. I want to say she retired. Maybe she's still there. Is Vanna White still there? Look it up real quick. He's been on there since 1975?
Damn.
Jesus. I think she retired.
I think she...
Or maybe she's still there. I don't know. Maybe she's still there.
She said emotional goodbye to Sajak, so I guess she's still there.
So she's still there then. What's his name?
Over the years, it's been reported that her salary is $3 million a year. Less than her co-host, Pat.
I mean, okay, here's the thing, Vanna White. I'm all for gender equality and whatnot. However,
we don't do shit.
You're standing there pressing this. How hard is that? Now, unless you're doing things behind the scenes where you're executively producing, you're producing, all that good kind of stuff, you're writing. I understand that. And you're writing, you're coming up with the creative, statements and all that kind of stuff or word phrases. But if I got paid $3 million a year to do this, bitch, I wouldn't say a word to nobody.
Yep. Also, Alex Trebek. That's what I was trying to think of.
He died.
Jeopardy.
Yes, he died.
Those are the big ones. Price is Right, Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune. Mm-hmm. The hospital special.
Yes.
It's always on.
And I'm always making sure that I'm in a patient's room when they do the showcase. Oh, there was this guy this past week, speaking of, because Drew Carey actually he's the host of The Price is Right. This guy legit got the closest showcase, I think, in like 20 years or something. The showcase, I think, was like he betted or predicted 36,500, and the actual price of the showcase was $36,501. So he won the double showcase. That's how much I watched this show. Yeah, it was amazing.
When I tell you, I did not realize how religious people are about watching that show.
Absolutely.
When I go into a room, if that shit's on, it's always the patient who's like, you can tell they're like up and at 'em. Mm-hmm. The blanket's like folded down right onto the tops of their thighs, and they are just locked-eyed on the television. And you're like, "Hi, I'm here for." They're like, "I can't right now."
Yeah,
I can't. Price is Right.
Don't go in a patient's room when the showcase is on. Yeah, because it's gonna piss them off. So like 10:50, don't do any therapy between 10:50 and 11 o'clock.
I was like, okay, I'll be back.
But that's like older black people with Family Feud. They love Steve Harvey.
Oh,
they love Steve.
You know
Harvey.
what?
He's great at it.
You can say what you want about Steve Harvey, but man, did he hit it on the head with that one.
Listen, Family Feud is his zhuzh. Yeah. And I don't think anybody else can do it any better than him. No. Honestly. Even the original host, I don't even remember the white
who was the original?
It was some white man, but he wasn't really as good as Steve Harvey, honestly.
No, that was made for Steve Harvey. No one watched his fucking daytime show, but people love Family Feud.
And nobody listens to that bullshit ass radio show either. Them damn strawberry letters and shit.
Think Like a Man was on TV the other day. Oh, and God. I was like, this is such a wild time. Like that, the 2000s era when all those movies were being made. And I was like, if you made that today, you know, fucking
Gen Z would cancel you.
Yes, immediately canceled.
Yeah, I mean, I never really liked that movie or even I didn't read the book. I didn't want to because I just, first of all, I was like, this man has been married. This is his third marriage. There's nothing you can tell me about how to think like a man. I don't want to think like a man because I am a woman. Mm-hmm. And if you want me to know how you think as a man, communicate that and just tell me what the fuck you thinking. Why do we need a whole series about it?
Why? I need to know when that came out.
Think Like a Man. Mm-hmm. I mean, now make your money, do what you want, but I mean, I went and watched the movie. I just thought it was stupid. I was like, okay.
Yeah, 2012 is when the movie.
Kevin Hart's scenes were funny.
Yeah,
and the cast was beautiful.
That was a good looking cast. Of people.
Gary Oldman was the only person in the movie. I was like, why are you here? Why the fuck are you here? They just threw Will Packer just threw him in that fucking thing. Mm-mm. You said it came out when? What year?
2012.
Oh yeah,
I forgot Chris Brown was in it.
Yeah, he had one basketball scene. His scene with Kevin Hart was the funniest, and then when you found out who Kevin Hart's wife was at the very end, it was hilarious.
Yes,
but yeah, Jennifer Lewis's character.
He's flirting with Terrence's mom,
Miss Loretta. I'm ready for the rest of the tour. I was like, Kevin Hart really stole the show. It was really funny, but. Anyway. But yeah, well, I'll tell you what else is interesting. Just with celebrities in the community, Rihanna has announced that she is launching a hair care line. Will you be buying?
Okay, this is why I'm upset. First of all, I heard Fenty hair, and in my head, I was thinking wigs, and I was so excited because I was like, "This is gonna be so cool."
Rihanna's not synonymous with wigs,
but I just thought like Fenty hair has got to be wigs. Why the fuck would it be another hair care line?
Or maybe bundles or something like that.
Yeah, like something.
Yeah,
but it was not. So I don't know. How do you feel about celebrity hair care?
I don't like celebrity hair care. I'm gonna tell you why. I personally feel like if your hair is not a part of your brand, like your actual natural hair, especially if you're putting out a natural hair care line, I just don't feel like you yourself should touch it alone. I feel like Rihanna, like Beyonce, Taraji P. Henson, I feel like they should have partnered with someone for the natural hair community, like you know those YouTubers who were very, very famous with natural hair for doing natural hair. I feel like they should have each collaborated with one of them to create a line and then put it out underneath their name. I think that it would have been much more successful. I feel like the two people who have been very successful as far as celebrities who have had their own natural hair care lines, Tracee Ellis Ross as well as Tabitha Brown, because literally their natural hair is is a part of their personality and a part of what they do. Because Joan Clayton from Girlfriends, she wore her natural hair the entire series, and even most movies she's wearing her natural hair. On Blackish, she wore her natural hair, and even with Tabitha Brown, she wears her natural hair all the time, and so it makes it believable to then for her to put out a hair care line, because it's like we see the growth in your hair, we see the health of your hair, but for people like Beyonce, Rihanna, and Taraji, we don't see your natural hair all the time, or we don't know it's your natural hair because they wear lace fronts, they wear wigs, they wear closures and stuff like that. And so Beyonce can't do what she does on stage with just her natural hair being out like that. Like she'll sweat that shit out and she'll really burn it up by putting heat on it all the damn time. But I just feel like, I think it's great that they want to do it. I just felt like maybe they should have partnered with someone from the natural hair care community who already has some momentum behind them. And then because nobody's talking about what's Beyonce's line called?
Starts with a C.
A C. Cree. No.
Sarah.
Something like that. I can't remember.
What the hell is it?
CeraVe. I can't remember. But
Beyonce.
Yeah, but even Rihanna with Fenty hair, I'm like, I don't personally think that I would buy that.
Sacred. But it's spelled with a C.
I knew it was with a C. Yep. Sacred. CeraVe, same thing. But even like Taraji's line, like I felt like the packaging was beautiful. I don't know the reviews. I personally have tried it. It didn't work for my hair, which is okay, because as a natural hair girly, we are product junkies, unfortunately, and it's trial and error of what actually works with your hair.
Right. The only one I liked Pattern, Tracee Ellis Ross's brand. You know what? Gabrielle Union, for a short time.
She had a hair care line?
She had a hair care line, and there was this one product I really liked, and then it just stopped.
Well, see, she actually wears her natural hair out, so you've seen what her natural hair looks like, but what is Rihanna's natural hair? I think she has short hair, right?
Oh, wait, does Gabrielle Union still have a hairline?
Does she? What is it called?
It's called Gabrielle
Union hair care. Probably. Who knows?
Flawless Curls by Gabrielle Union.
I've never heard that.
This was not the brand I was buying, so maybe it was like she did something, they ended that and started this. But
yeah.
Well, look at you, Gabrielle Union. Who isn't someone else? I feel like I've seen a bunch of people doing hair care recently.
Now, I would tell you this: if Queen Latifah came out with a hair care line, fuck yeah, I'm buying that shit.
That would be good
because she wears her natural hair and she ain't never had a bad hair day.
No.
And this is going back from her rapping career with the mushroom, okay? Not even from living single with her raps and the little feathered raps. But Queen Latifah, I would absolutely buy a hair care. But I think if she would have put one out, she would put one out with her hairstylist, Aisha Fairweather. Aisha Fairweather? I think that's her name. Well, I follow her on Instagram. I'm sorry if I messed your name up. But that's the woman who does her hair. Aisha.
I feel like it's going to be the year of the hair care.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you think? Do you think celebrities should do hair care lines?
No, I don't think they should do tequilas. I don't think they should do hair care.
Shut up and dribble. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I feel like if that's your thing, then it's just got to be that thing.
Yeah.
But it's so, I don't know, hair care is hard.
Yeah, true.
Like Fenty Beauty made a lot of sense for Rihanna. The makeup made a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. I feel like, does Beyonce she doesn't have another line, does she?
No, she just was with Revlon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Revlon. Oh, yes, that's her name. Oh, sorry. Her name is Aisha Merriweather. Is who does Queen Latifah's hair.
That's the name of one of the fairies from Sleeping Beauty.
Aisha Merriweather?
No, just Merriweather.
Merriweather. Oh.
I don't know. Girl, do what you want.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have the freedom to do whatever you want. I just feel like artists who, especially when you come on the scene and you do one thing, mm-hmm. It's like, okay, that's your brand, is your music. Well, it's not really a brand. That's just who you are. You're a musician, you're an artist, right. Whatever. And then when you start branching off on other things, it's just like even when Beyonce did House of Darion, like mm-hmm. I don't know how old you were when that came out, but
House of Darion.
Yeah, but it really didn't really go as well. I mean, maybe financially, obviously it did, but I felt like at that time people were only buying it because it was Beyonce. Like I felt like even what's his name, Nelly, when they came out with Apple Bottom Jeans. Everybody, like, from that one fucking song, Apple Bottom Jeans was like banging because it made your ass look amazing. But I feel like he partnered obviously with a woman designer or stylist who was able to make that line come to fruition. Just like even what's her name, Kimora Lee Simmons, when she came out with Baby Fat, on the back of Fat Farm with Russell Simmons. I mean, it made sense. You're in the fashion industry. I loved how my ass looked in Baby Fat jeans. I'm just saying. Jeans. I don't still have a pair, but it was the first. I feel like Baby Fat was like the first pair of jeans that had like introduced stretch into them.
Oh,
for the big booty girlies. Like we were not fuck with it, but it wasn't like you're not completely straight back, but you got that. Either your apple or pear or whatever, you just got a dome, basically.
She got a dome.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm down for whatever. I don't know if I'll try it. I'm kind of just like, also, it's so nice with social media now. You don't have to try shit because there's 800 people who will try it for you and you can see what they say. And that's one of my favorite things. So
I'm still a person who goes on YouTube and looks at reviews for stuff.
Oh, an old school girl,
yeah. Because I mean, you're never going to get me away from going to YouTube because YouTube University is amazing. Like,
you love a YouTube. YouTube girls really love YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube was my era. Like, you had a lot of those
before streaming, a
lot of those influencers were come out. Jackie Aina, that's where she got her start.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and to look at where Jackie Aina is from where she started from on YouTube is like, that's a whole glow up, mm-hmm. Alyssa and Arnella, they, the twins or whatever, their makeup flawless. I mean, there's so many hair care girls, Chime, all of them, Courtney Adelaide, like,
all from YouTube,
and it's been amazing. I'll tell you what else has been amazing. I'm not sure how nostalgic you want to be, but Whoopi Goldberg recently on The View. Do you watch The View or no?
Not on purpose.
Only when a patient's watching it. Yeah,
but you can't. Same. I can't not watch it when it's on.
I agree. I
never look for it, but if it's on in a room, I'm gonna sit there and watch it.
Yeah. So The View, I don't watch The View either because they're weird. Anyway,
I can't stand. What's that girl's name that we can never stand?
Who?
Meghan
Markle?
No.
I mean, not Meghan Markle. Meghan McCain?
Yeah.
Oh, she been left. They got rid of that bitch a long time ago. Yeah.
I always see her pop up and I'm like, I can't stand you.
No, because she was being too argumentative. And I'm just like, girl.
Not on The View. Not with our View girls.
The thing is, it's like, even the lawyers on the show were not that argumentative. She was just everything Whoopi Goldberg said. She was just like, no, Whoopi, my fucking dad. We get it who your fucking dad is, Megan. God damn. Anyway, God rest his soul. But Jesus, that girl was annoying. Oh, she was worse than Elizabeth Hasselbeck. I would have rather listened to Elizabeth Hasselbeck all day than Megan McCain. Anywho, so Whoopi Goldberg on The View this past week actually had the 30th reunion of Sister Act 2. Have you ever seen Sister Act 2? Please say yes.
When Jesus walked.
When Jesus walked.
When Jesus walked. Yes, I've seen Sister Act 2.
I love that show, that
that
whole
is
series.
Such a that specific. What do I want to say? Movie. Sister Act 2.
Yeah.
That hits me in like the little itty bitty part of my heart.
It's just an all around good movie for the whole family to watch.
So good.
Man. Not a single curse word in the entire movie.
We're gonna take these kids and we're gonna turn them into a real choir.
What's your favorite scene of Sister Act 2?
Oh, the concert. I love that part.
The very end. Mm-hmm. Oh, mine is when
take off your robes. Take off your robes.
Take off your robes. No, my favorite part is when they were in the little courtyard rapping and Lauryn Hill was, and I kick your muckus and she's like, ow, ow, now. I don't know why it just is. It was just the coolest part because it was just, this is high school. Oh my God.
That is such a good movie.
So they all came together and they performed that same song, Oh Happy Day, with the lead singer. Oh crap, what's his name from City High?
I don't know, but he still got it.
Okay, here's the thing. So what was his name? His name on the show, on the movie was Ahmad. Oh crap, what's his real name?
5, 6, 7, 8. It's
just say the guy from City High. It's not Bill Duke. Is it Ryan Toby? Ryan Toby. Okay, so Ryan Toby was he played Ahmad, who was the lead singer or whatever of what the song? God damn it!
Oh Happy Day.
Oh Happy Day. Good God Almighty. I'm gonna say when Jesus washed.
Good God Almighty.
So it was so funny because I was telling Alyssa off camera that when, you know, he's a part of the group City High, right? And so City High was a really big, you know, trio. It was 2 guys and a girl. And they're most notably known for the song about, you know, she had to sleep with a man for a little bit of money because her dad is gone and, you know, the child, all that kind of stuff. Anyway,
what would you do if your son was at home, crying all alone on the bedroom floor?
And he's hungry.
And the only way to feed him is to sleep with a man for a little bit of money. I like the only way. The only way.
Here's the thing. Here's how horrible that song is. We were singing that shit at grad night because they performed at grad night when I was a senior in high school, and we were just like, "Yeah, daddy's
with
gone."
Your whole chest. You're like, "Yeah, fuck that guy."
Like we're single parents. I was like, "Was this the first like, fuck my baby daddy?" Like, sexy
so for you, this is just a good time, but for me, this is what I call.
It's almost like the Reaper Bag of Tire. A single mom.
Yeah, and we're like, yeah, I really felt that.
It was hilarious, but I think that was a very nostalgic performance, and I'm glad that they brought back all the people except for Lauryn Hill because, you know, she's probably late, so they couldn't get her on the show. I'm quite sure, or maybe she's
too busy singing with her son.
He's doing great though.
That song, I was in 1st grade singing that City High song.
Are you serious?
That is so inappropriate.
Wow. Yeah, I was a senior in high school. I was singing it at grad night.
What did you say? Your sister ran away, so your daddy couldn't rape us.
I was like, why was that the song they chose to sing? I mean, the only other song they had was This City High remixing with the track Master Joy. That's all we had.
But why was that such a bop? That's
such
a sad song.
What was the movie that it played afterward?
Oh my God.
Was it Honey? Where that movie played? I mean, where that song played?
Is from?
It was on a soundtrack. No. It was on a soundtrack, but I want to say it was Honey was the movie that it was the soundtrack of.
Let's see.
Or was it Kingdom Come? It might have been Kingdom Come.
Okay. I don't know.
Either way, but yeah, it was a very interesting
songs that soundtracked the AIDS crisis.
What?
That's what this
City High. Oh no, that was not. What? I missed that part.
That is crazy. Also, remember "Runaway Love" by
Runaway Love.
Also, such a sad song, but
Wasn't
such a bop.
Keke Palmer was the girl who was running away.
Lisa's only 9 years old.
Lord Jesus.
Anyway.
It's just like the Tupac, Tanya's got a baby.
We're like, yep.
These sad ass songs on the fucking radio. We're trying to have fun, okay? I tell you what else is being fun with music. Did you know that this month, the month of June, Tiny Desk, who is gives us these amazing free concerts on YouTube. Going back to YouTube, with amazing artists that they do pretty much a lot of their stuff like acapella or just like not acapella, but an acoustic way of acoustic concert. Yeah. Anyway, so this month is Tiny Desk's Black Music Month, and so they're gonna have some amazing people that are doing Tiny Desk episodes.
I love Tiny Desk. What's your favorite Tiny Desk?
So far, 3. Okay. Jasmine Sullivan, Brandy, and Duran Bernard.
Oh, those are good.
Absolutely. But I feel like Duran Bernard was number 1.
Number 1.
Absolutely. He had his whole background dancers and his musicians and himself. They were all dressed as a character from the Proud Family.
And I forget about the Proud Family until someone brings it up, and then I remember how much I love the Proud Family.
Oh yeah, that's an amazing show. But yeah, they have so Tim's is gonna be. She actually just released hers. Shaka Khan is gonna be on it. Tierra Whack, Kiera Sheard, Lakecia Benjamin, Michelle Ngello. I can never say her name correctly. Brittany Spencer, SWV, and Flo Milli. So I'm excited.
Love celebrating Black women.
That's an amazing lineup, though.
Hello.
I'm excited for Tierra Whack and Kiera Sheard's. What you call it?
What is that Tierra Whack song? Fuck.
You got nigga ABCs. All boys cry. BET. Bitches eat tacos. Tierra Whack is a nutcase. I love her. Oh my God, I love her music.
This also, going back, this says that City High song was from the movie Life.
Yes, that's what it was. That is what it is. At the very end, because they were at the baseball game after they escaped out of the prison. Anyway, yeah, but I love Tierra Whack. She's amazing. I love the fact that her creativity, she literally can do anything she wants to.
That's the song. No.
Oh yeah.
The Dora Explorer song.
I love Tierra Whack.
She's fun. That's gonna be a good lineup. All right.
Willow Smith actually had a really good Tiny Desk. Which one are your favorites?
I like the Mac Miller one a lot. I loved Meg Thee Stallion.
Yeah, hers was good too.
What other ones did I like a lot? Do I watch a lot? I don't know. Oh, do you know who Chapel Roan is?
Chapel Roan?
She just did hers and it was really good.
Yeah. What is her genre of music?
Pop. She's like this. She dresses up real fun and
let me see a picture of her.
She's
never heard of her. Wow. She looks like Katy Perry.
Oh, that was her on Tiny Desk. She's fun. Just a fun little thing. But yeah, I love I think it's so cool that they can go on Tiny Desk and just...
I like Tiny Desk, but I also like Colors as well, too.
What's Colors?
So Colors is where artists will come in and just do one song, but they are just singing in a microphone, and they are doing like a little concert, like a mini concert themselves, and they can remix the song however they want to. My favorite one of that was Brandy's. Oh my gosh, she shut the shit
Brandy
down.
Girl.
Yeah, I'm a Brandy stan, absolutely. Well, speaking of Brandy, Ariana Grande actually released a new music video for her song. I think it's called "The Boy Is Mine." Anywho, and so she brought Brandy and Monica together again, because it's not like they haven't been together before. Obviously, they were the originators of "The Boy Is Mine." But anywho, I just need people to stop bringing Monica and Brandy back together. They are individual artists, and I just hate the fact that every time people talk about Brandy, they bring up Monica. And every time they talk about Monica, they bring up Brandy. And I'm like, these are two successful R&B artists. They are individual artists. Let them stay individual. I understand the history. Trust me, I grew up with both these women. Okay, I understand. However, stop putting them together. Let them do their own things and call it a goddamn day. Ray J recently got in trouble talking about, they were going on tour together. Why?
What?
Let them be separate.
I forget Ray J.
Listen, segregation is okay when it comes to Monica and Brandy. They just... Just let them be individuals. Jesus.
Did you watch the video?
What video?
Ariana Grande video.
Only because Brandy and Monica was in it.
And Penn Badgley's in it.
Yeah, because I thought they were going to be singing. And I was like, oh, they didn't sing. That sucked. That was false advertisement.
Of nice. Not nice, but I like when artists today like acknowledge where they got whatever fuck they got from.
Yeah, I thought it was cute. I mean, they both look amazing. They haven't aged one bit. I mean, they still look like they looked when The Boy Is Mine came out. But yeah, no, I thought they when they were in it, I thought they were actually singing in the song, but they're not.
No.
Yeah, so if you're looking for them to sing in the song, they're not.
She's stepping back out with her little SpongeBob boyfriend.
Who, Ariana? Mm-hmm. Well, y'all had told her she couldn't have him because he was married, right? I think that's what it was.
He was married and had an infant.
Oh.
Had a little baby.
Hey, if you like it, I love it. I tell you what else I love. Have you seen well, we'll talk about that when we talk about what we're gonna see.
Okay.
I mean, what we watching. Anyway,
I got high hopes for you.
I tell you what's not being seen. The NBA.
Oh, I haven't heard nary a peep about the NBA.
Let me tell you something. No one cares about the NBA at this point in life right now.
Nope.
Okay. I can't even tell you who. I know this the finals. I can't even tell you who's in the finals. Who's in the finals?
The guy who.
That means you don't know either.
Who's the guy from Serbia? What the hell's his name?
You got to be a little bit more specific than that. Why would I know who's from Serbia?
Why can't I think of his name? Sir, and he speaks all those languages.
Novak?
Yeah.
I'm only saying that because his name is Novak. I don't know.
Well, let's
just ask who's in the finals.
Nikola Jokic. That's who it is.
Nicolette or Nikola Jovic?
That one.
Uh-huh.
It's the Mavs and the Celtics.
And that's so boring.
Oh, that sounds right. I do remember that now.
What's their record? Oh, Boston is winning right now.
2-0.
Who's playing for Boston? That's interesting.
I don't know. Who cares?
Yeah,
ever since COVID, I stopped watching the NBA. After the bubble, I was like, this shit's boring, and you'll have not proved yourself ever since.
When they had the Zoom audience, that was so stupid. I was
You're lucky the Spurs got Wemby, or I would have fucking tuned that shit out too.
Ever since Kawhi left, the Spurs haven't been the same.
Hey, listen, ever since Timmy retired, I've been over it.
Oh man, him and his laugh went on.
But also just people only care about the girls now, which as they should.
Absolutely. Here's the thing: what I do not like about the WNBA right now. I hate the discourse that is happening with regard to the WNBA, because you have a lot of new fans and a lot of new sports analysts who have not been here from the very beginning, and that's unfortunate, right? And they have all these think pieces about, always making Angel Reese the villain, and then Caitlin Clark's like the hero and bullshit. And I'm just like, this is not what the WNBA is about. The WNBA is about competitive basketball.
Yeah.
Between people who happen to just be women, right?
Okay, wait, here's my question. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I don't follow this close enough to know. Is Caitlin Clark saying shit that's fueling this, feud, not feud, but this, weird us versus her thing? Does she say anything about it, or is it it's all fans and media?
Fans.
Okay.
Caitlin Clark doesn't really say very much. I mean, she did go. So there was an incident that happened between the Indiana Fever and the Chicago Sky, which of course Camila Cardoza and Angel Reese play for, and then of course, for those that don't know, Caitlin Clark plays for the Indiana Fever. And so during the game, one of the Chicago Sky players, she hip checked her, which happens very often in games. It's literally just like a little shove. You just shove them down. And of course, Caitlin Clark is a flopper, and LeBron James does it all the time. A lot of people do it. They try to draw a foul, and so they get bumped a little bit, and then oh my God, and they act like somebody really just hurt them and killed them or whatever. Caitlin is a flopper. She's been doing that since she's been at Iowa. And the problem is that the WNBA and new people who are watching are trying to make it seem like people are targeting Caitlin Clark just because
women have always
they're jealous
been more
of her.
Aggressive, I feel.
They absolutely are. Women are way more competitive because they have to be, because they already are looking at them as their subpar. The problem is that people are trying to make concessions for Caitlin Clark and saying, oh, they're gunning for her because they're jealous. No, they're not jealous. These women have a job to do, and they are competitive players. And if you sit here and you try to make it easy on Caitlin Clark, you're actually doing her a disservice and saying that she's not worth being competitive with the rest of these women. Not only that, the players that are playing are some of the best women in the entire United States. This is why there's only so many spots on these teams.
Right.
And so you can't sit here and say that, oh, she got hip checked. Well, the WNBA needs to investigate how they're being too rough with her. What the fuck? Then you need to get out of the league then. Because you would have been able to survive with the Pistons. Not only that, I mean, obviously that's the NBA.
Hey,
but
that was a tough time.
All I'm saying is that when Candace Parker, I think it was 2007 or 2008, I want to say it's 2008, when she was a rookie, She had a full on like girl fight on the fucking court.
Damn.
Like during a game. And this was her rookie season. Ain't nobody saying shit because you know why? People weren't watching the game, unfortunately. Those of us who have been loyal to the WNBA since its inception, we know that this is not unusual behavior. Women are physical, and to think that they are not is really it's really an injustice, okay? And it perpetuates the patriarchy in this bullshit. I mean, my sister played basketball all throughout high school and in college, right? She was not a very aggressive player, even though she was a center, or maybe she was a forward. I think she was a center. Anyway, my sister's not an aggressive person in real life. Now, had I been out there on the court, I would have been blowing holes in their face, okay? But I don't have no hoops, so I can't do that. Hey. But all I'm saying is that the new people who are watching the WNBA now are making it this black versus this white thing, and then they're also, too, trying to make other women jealous of Caitlin Clark. It's even just like people were saying, oh, Caitlin Clark is getting a shoe from Nike. And they were like, oh, Asia Wilson's upset that she's not getting a shoe. The whole time this girl has been in works with Nike and none of y'all is invited to the meetings. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, Caitlin Clark is not the first WNBA player to have her own shoe. Have we ever heard of Cheryl Swoops? What the fuck? Like, use your brains here, okay? And again, this is how you can tell the people who are saying all of this shit have never, literally, they have not followed the WNBA for not even a single season.
They're bandwagon fans.
That's all they are. And the thing is, again, the WNBA, you can't keep putting all these eyes on Caitlin, because that's what even Angel Reese had not a press conference, but it was after one of the games, and she was saying, listen, people are not watching the games just for one person. Mm-hmm. People are coming out to see all of us, and the media needs to stop pinning it and saying, oh, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever.
Yeah. Well, fuck? They even cut her interview when she said that. She said they're not here for just her, they're here for me too. And they're here for my teammate and all the other team. And y'all are trash.
And here's the thing too. I'm gonna just be honest with you. As a person who does follow women's sports, but women's basketball specifically, I did not know who the hell Caitlin Clark was until the matchup between her and Angel Reese. I was following Angel Reese, Flagey, just LSU because they were dominating. And also, too, the entire South Carolina team because they've been dominating the entire time. So I didn't know anything about Caitlin Clark until that matchup between her and Angel Reese. And there are a lot of us who literally did not know about Caitlin Clark if it had not been for Angel Reese. And then all of a sudden now, it's like Caitlin's coming up out of the shadows as the princess of basketball, and then Angel's as Hellion. Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? The Chicago Sky, they're still selling out. I don't care if they got 20 seats, bitch. All 20 of them is gone. And they're not battling in front of 20 people. They're still, going in front of thousands of people. Angel Reese's jersey sold out. Camila Cardozo's jersey sold out. Asia Wilson's jersey sold out. Like, I mean, come on. Brittany Griner's jerseys are selling. Like, Diana Taurasi. There's so many women that are in the league who are doing amazing things. And it's not about just one person. But unfortunately, the media is trying to capitalize on one person. And I'm like, you're going to lose your core audience because let's just say, God forbid, she no longer is in the WNBA. Then people are all it is just bandwagon. That's it. You're not watching because you actually want to support women's sports.
Develop the league.
Exactly. And stop with all this hate and bullshit. Nobody's jealous of Caitlin Clark. These are women who have a job. And again, they can get cut at any point in time in the season. So you can't play around with your job that's not secure. Yeah. So to not go out there and be competitive every single night is insane. It's just like the NFL. You got people on the injured reserve list that's waiting to take your spot. Why the fuck wouldn't you go out there and be competitive? That's dumb. But also, too, Stephen A. Smith did an interview with Monica McNutt, and I love Monica McNutt. Let me just say, she's the most amazing sports analyst, and
Stephen A. Smith is Stephen A. Smith.
I'm like, did you ever even play basketball? Just shave that head, Mr. Potato Head looking ass bitch. I can't stand him.
Wow, yes. He looks like Mr. Potato Head.
He absolutely is. And then the thing, he's like Stephen A. Smith gives me where my hug at energy.
110%.
That's who he is. Monica McNutt literally called him out, and he was like, well, who talks about WNBA more than I do? Who does this more than I do? And she's like, respectfully, Stephen, you could have been doing this shit 3 years ago. You know what that man did? He was like, wow. It literally, his energy is where my hug at. Oh, I saw you hugging on some other woman. Wow, you gonna say that to me right now? He was like, all right. Feelings just so hurt. Yeah, shut the fuck up, Stephen. Shut up. Like, don't nobody ask you to run down what you did. Like, and if you have to run down what you did, that means you haven't done a whole shit ton. So shut your ass up. Anyway.
The best thing about Stephen A. Smith is that girl on TikTok who just like redoes his crazy shit.
Yes.
And she holds the screen and she's just oh god.
I feel like Stephen A. Smith honestly is going to be in the same boat. He is in the same boat as Skip Bayless, where no one wants to work with him, and because all he does is just shout and just. Yeah. But again, he's a Du Bois, and they love Du Bois, and he doesn't rock the boat. And he says what they want him to say, not what's actually true.
Right.
He just gives little dick energy, and I just can't stand it. It's fucking annoying. I'm sick of it. What were you telling me about Mexico? Politics.
Oh, I was like, I got a parasite. Mm-hmm. Mexico.
Not a parasite.
Mexico just elected their first female president.
Woohoo!
Which is wild. They did it before us. Imagine that.
Well, we did vice president.
That's true. Not the same, but true.
Yeah, but I mean, Mexico, I think Mexican men actually respect their women. Americans don't. Which is why they're banning everything.
Yes, so her name is Claudia Sheinbaum.
I love that for her.
Yeah.
I would be afraid to be
She looks like a very nice lady.
I would be afraid to be any political figure in Mexico.
Oh, fucking same.
Because if you don't do what the cartel wants you to do, they will kill you. Yeah. And they do not care.
But then half the shit I think about, like, I know it's not great in Mexico. I'm not oblivious to that. But then half the time I'm like, what do I actually know about it? Just what the fuck I see on movies and the news.
Very true.
And who knows if that's even real.
Very, very true.
What if it's like Wakanda? I don't think it's like Wakanda, and they're just telling us how bad it is, so we don't go over there.
Well, it's the same thing as like the Feed the Children. Like they used to show these, African kids with their ribs cage showing and flies on them, and it's like that's not the whole continent. Like that's one subset. That may be one street, one community. I'm not saying that hunger does not exist.
Right.
In the continent, on the continent of Africa, but it's not every country in Africa that is dealing with hunger in the way that they showed it back in the 80s and 90s. So, yeah. But congratulations to her. Didn't they just kill the female mayor?
We're not going to focus on that part.
Progress.
She's the first female Jewish president. Nice.
Why is she
Jewish?
Jewish? Wait, what?
She's Jewish because a lot of people fled from Poland and
Germany,
to
Europe,
Mexico, South America during World War II. So there's a lot of Jewish Mexicans.
I did not know that.
That's why there's a lot of light-skinned, complected, like in Mexico, City and stuff.
Oh, I just thought they were just colonization.
That too. Yeah. I'm sure that didn't hurt, but yeah, that's why there's a bunch of Jews there.
Wow. Well,
congratulations to her. That's fun and exciting. 126 million people. You go, girl.
Damn, that's how many people in Mexico? Mm-hmm. Shit.
Yeah.
I did not realize there was that many people in Mexico.
Yeah, big place.
I think we need to give some of this land back to them because part of Texas belongs to Mexico. God damn.
Which part are we giving back?
All of it. Throw the whole state away. This state is ridiculous. Oh my God.
Trash.
I just, as a not native Texan, this state is trash, man.
She's a climate scientist with a PhD in environmental engineering.
I love that. And she ain't building no wall. I bet you she ain't building no wall either.
Yeah, I heard that they're cracking down on immigration from their side.
I did hear that too because they're trying to, especially more specifically, allegedly, Greg Abbott is trying to just deport anybody who comes in through the Texas border back to Mexico. And Mexico's like, this ain't our people. Absolutely not. We're not accepting them. Absolutely not. Yep. And I love them for that. I'm telling you, one day we're gonna need Mexico, and Mexico gonna be like, oh, remember the wall? Let's build it now. And I wouldn't even be mad at Mexico. Just let me in if we need you.
I tell you I met one of the guys, older men I was talking to on the plane. He was like, they want to build that damn wall to the south. They need to switch it up. Put it on that western border. Keep all those Californians out. I was like,
yo, Texans, I think more than Florida, they hate Californians.
Y'all, Texans hate.
I don't know why.
Californians coming over here.
Is it because they try to change what y'all do here?
Yeah, it's because.
And want y'all to be more liberal?
Especially during COVID, we had, for better or for worse, we had a lot of businesses were able to stay open, and schools were still open. There was just a lot of, it was not a good time for anybody. No one knew how to deal with it. But from the outside looking in, if your whole freaking state is shut down, and we're still over here like, hey, kids are still going to school, like businesses are still doing well, restaurants are still open.
Right.
That's why a lot of them came over here. thinking like, oh man, that Republic, Texas, doing pretty good. And then got here and we're like, this shit's kind of wild. Everyone's super right-wing Republican. And then we were like, yeah. So then, you know, they were like, well, we're going to start voting how we voted in California, which doesn't fly over here with these people. Because no matter how, quote unquote, liberal you are in Texas, it's just not liberal.
It's just red as fuck. It's red as hell.
It's red tinged, like really wherever you go. So I think a lot of people actually are leaving. I know in Austin, for sure, a lot of Californians are going back or moving away.
I mean, I think also too, because Texas is so finite in their politics, especially their state politics, more specifically with a lot of the stuff that's happening with women's rights and the stripping of women's rights. You know, a lot of people think, oh, well, don't mess with Texas, come get them, you know, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, no, but there are, you know, the abortion ban that's here in Texas, there are no exceptions. Like, even if you're dying, there is no exception. There was actually an article I was reading about a lady who was having a fatal issue where the baby needed to basically be aborted, and she took it to the Texas Supreme Court, and the Texas Supreme Court said, no, we're not approving the abortion. And I'm just like, this is insane. But also too, now, even because it's such a Republican state, Republicans now in Congress have blocked a bill that actually just came up to try to protect women's rights with regard to contraception. And they legit blocked it. And I'm like, do y'all realize that everybody that's on birth control is not using birth control to control birth? Some women legit have reproductive issues that birth control helps to fix, where there is increased flow or heavy menstrual cycles and, you know, regular menstrual cycles and all this other kind of stuff.
Or hormonal acne. And I don't want to look funky out here.
Women who are going through menopause and stuff like that. You know, it's just like perimenopause. You know, it's insane.
So either you live in California, you have no money but more rights than you could ever want or need. True. Or you bring it on over here to Texas. You're taxed at less than half of what you would be over there, but you have no rights to your own body.
Yeah, if I knew then what I know now, I probably would have never moved to Texas.
Yeah.
I would have never moved.
You can go to hell and I'll go to Texas.
The only reason why I came here, honestly, it was for the money. I follow the money.
We are one of the last like healthcare friendly states.
Yeah, but y'all healthcare is very unethical.
Yes.
Very unethical here. It's just like Florida. It's just Florida and Texas are the same.
We are Florida adjacent.
Florida and Texas are cousins, which is why I will not move back to Florida either. I would not. I mean, the whole Bible Belt, throw the whole shit away. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna stay here, but I do understand.
Well, because you're from here.
Better the devil I know
than the devil you don't know.
Amen, sister.
I know that's right. Well, I'll tell you some other devils that people know. Remember you were telling me about how when you went to, what was that? You went to Europe for a month was it last year?
Yeah.
And how you put a air tag in your luggage?
I did do that.
Here's the thing. I was secretly judging you, but I'm actually happy you did that. Because this lady in Florida, she flew Spirit. That was mistake number one.
I would never.
And then
I have, but I want to get.
She flew Spirit into Florida, mistake number two. And she put an air tag in her luggage. Well, of course, they come up with, oh, we can't find your luggage. You know what a luggage was? At one of the airport workers' houses.
How does that happen?
Because they thieves in Florida. And I'm from Florida, but I'm not a thief.
Put an air tag. Literally, it's one of the best things I've ever done. It gives me such a peace of mind. The first thing I check when I land, as I turn that, I'm like, it better be here with me.
Yeah.
Because it's just gotten lost.
I don't typically check luggage, though. I typically always have a carry-on.
Oh, my favorite thing to do is check a bag. I like strolling through that airport, hands-free, bitch. I need to. Yes, I do. Because I'm like, I got either a backpack on or a little purse on my shoulder. I'm not carrying shit. I hate carrying luggage through the airport.
And see, I don't mind it because I feel naked without it. I'm like, because you know why? My luggage was lost before. And so, well, technically it wasn't lost. I missed my flight because of weather. And so my connecting flight had already gone. But of course, I had already checked my bag.
Right.
So I had to go to the store and buy a whole nother outfit, buy a whole nother pair of drawers. And that was when I learned, in your carry-on, you need to make sure you always carry a whole extra outfit. So that way you don't have to go and buy a pack of drawers like I did and being stuck.
And it sucks. But I just, there's nothing like not having to lug some shit through an airport.
True. Very true. I agree.
But now I'm starting to turn into a carry-on person because I'm like, I hate waiting for the bags. I hate losing shit.
On that carousel.
But I'm just a chronic overpacker, so it just never works.
Do you take red eyes?
Not if I can help it.
Because I take red eyes all the time.
I tell myself not to.
Really? Why?
Because I'm a sleepy girl. I just want to sleep.
I'm just a girl.
Just a girl, Your Honor. No, and every time I'll be like, I'm never taking a 5 a.m. flight again. And then it's like $200 cheaper. And I'm like, well, guess my ass is waking up at 3.
Yeah, see, I'm only taking 5 a.m. flights or like 10 p.m. flights.
No, so this last time I flew at like 10:30 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah. I don't want to get up too... Like, I don't want to travel in the middle of the day like that. I want to go super early before all the crazies get out, and then I want to go super late once all the crazies are asleep.
I try to, in my head, get somewhere at like 1, 2, because you can never check in until 3. So I'm like, okay, put me right about the time. But, you know, it's whatever's the cheapest flight, I'm fucking booking it.
Pretty much. I'd say the same thing.
In this economy?
Yeah, you got to go for what's cheap. Anything you're watching?
Boy, what haven't I watched? I've been so sick. All I can fucking do is just lay there, rot, and watch television.
Okay.
I watched the new movie, The Hitman, that came out with Glenn Powell on Netflix. It's based on a Texas Monthly article. It was actually really good.
Okay.
It was kind of okay. I can't tell if it was slow or like it purposefully just was like, bitch, you don't need to know what's happening in the movie the first 5 seconds. Like, it's okay. Do you know what I mean? You know how movies are? Yeah, exactly. And I was just like, what are we doing here? But it was good. It's about this guy who's a professor. He's kind of a loser, and he works.
Okay.
He also works the police department, and he basically becomes an undercover officer, kind of. Mm-hmm. And like people who go to hire hitmen, he pretends to be the hitman, and then they can arrest them.
Yeah.
And he ends up meeting this girl who goes to hire a hitman because her husband's bad. And he's like, instead of getting her to give him the money and say she wants him killed, he kind of tells him like, hey, like, you know, I think you should really think about this and like go just leave and change your life so he doesn't arrest her. And then they like start hanging out.
Having an affair.
But it was really good. I love that guy.
Glenn Powell? Mm-hmm. Cool.
And so he was great in it. And the girl from Parks and Rec, Donna, is in it. And I will watch her read a menu. I think she's so funny.
Yeah. That guy. Guy. I know him.
Yeah, he's great. He was acting in this movie. And he does like a bunch of... because each hitman is different, so he does like accents and disguises.
You should have said Hidden Figures when you asked me if I know him.
Oh, the Black movie. Yep, I should have said Hidden Figures
because he played the guy who walked on the moon. What's his name?
Neil Armstrong.
Neil Armstrong. That's who he played.
Is that? No, Lance Armstrong's the bike. I was like, that's not the bike rider. I've done this before.
I cannot.
No, it's worth a watch. I think I liked it.
Oh, that's cool.
What else did I watch? I've started the show Clipped. On Hulu. It's by FX, and it is about Donald Sterling. He was the owner of the Clippers, and in like 2014 it came out that he was, shocker, a racist.
No, not Donald.
And his assistant / girlfriend released all these tapes. She had been recording him say these super racist things to her.
Here's what I want to say: stop saying fucked up shit in your workplace, because you never know who's recording you, i.e. me. That's what I'm saying.
And that was when all the Clippers like would cover up their logo.
Or just stop being racist.
Yeah, they would cover up their logo when they would go to play, because everyone was like, hey, your owner's a fucking racist and y'all are still playing.
Well, what can you do?
I know. What do you do?
You're on your job.
Yeah.
That's your job.
Lawrence Fishburne is in it. He plays Doc Rivers, and there's a lot of people in it.
Why you got Lawrence Fishburne old ass playing Doc?
Yeah.
Doc is younger than him.
And
you could have just had Doc playing his damn self. That's weird.
Ed O'Neill from fucking Modern Family is Donald Sterling. Freaking not Lawrence.
Oh, wow.
Dro from Insecure is in it.
Oh, really?
And it's just really fun to see who they cast as each of the Clippers. It's like Paul George and Blake Griffiths.
That's
fun.
Cool.
And it's interesting. I think it's based on the 30 for 30 documentary or like podcast that was about this. But that is pretty good. It's just fun to watch because this girl is insane. The girl that recorded him and released it.
Oh, that's just like what's her name? Omarosa.
Yeah.
She alleges that she recorded Trump saying racist things and whatnot.
We'll release tapes.
Here's the thing. You got to know your state laws.
Oh.
You got to know your state laws.
That's so true.
And here's the thing. If you're going to be racist and you're going to say it, just stand on it.
If you're going to call me a bitch,
just stand on it.
Bad in front of it. I would just stand on it.
No, put educated and black. Thank you.
I'm trying to think if that's all.
Don't call me no black bitch.
Don't call me no black bitch.
No.
There's a documentary I started watching on HBO called
Texas Renaissance.
It's like Tex Ren Fair or something. It's about the Renaissance Festival in Houston that happens every year. Have you ever been? I'm assuming you haven't.
Is it
rain?
I was like, there better not be another leak in my house, Jesus. I almost went crazy.
Hey Siri.
Hold on.
Is it raining right now?
Let me look at my cameras real quick. Jesus. I can't put my trash out. It is raining. My Lord. Didn't we just say it was hot as hell? And it's 84 degrees outside and it's raining. Cats and dogs, right? I gotta put my trash out. God damn
I gotta drive home.
It says it's, rain is expected to start. Rain is expected to start in 41 minutes. No, it ain't. It's raining right now. And then my thing still say cloudy. No, it's raining.
Mine says scattered showers.
So that's cool. I've never been to the Texas Renaissance. I don't like the Renaissance area.
This huge.
Not like that.
Never liked it. It's this huge festival here. They literally make, I think, they said they have like 30,000 people a day or something that go to it. It's in the fall. And it's this whole setup. They have jousting. They have knights. Everyone is in character. Everyone that goes dresses up. It's a lot of white people.
Yeah, because black people weren't in the Renaissance.
But it's it's more fun than you'd think it would be.
Do they have like food from the Renaissance?
They have like turkey legs and shit. It's big turkey leg time.
That's
and
cool.
Beer. And it's a cool thing to experience just because it's like you're in the fucking Renaissance.
Do you go to it all the time?
Not all. I try to go every year.
Okay.
But it's like this
Maybe we should go.
We could take the show on the road and go.
Let's do it.
There's this whole ecosystem that I knew nothing about because these people move out. It's like a whole town that lives there and does all these things. So the show's kind of about that. And the guy who started it's a little crazy. Yeah. So it's interesting. It's on HBO.
Cool beans.
And I think that's it. What do you... Damn, it's raining.
I know, it really is.
What are you watching?
I have not been watching anything because, functional person and everything. Anywho, but I'm excited to see Bad Boys 4 because it just came out. And let me just say this. Will Smith has never been canceled. So sometimes you need to get the shit slapped out of you. That's all I'm saying.
I think that you can't cancel Will Smith.
You can't. Unless he does some pedophilic
Unless he
stuff.
does some fucking, oh my God, I just forgot what his name was. Bill Cosby shit. I think it would have been really hard.
With, like pedophilia.
Yeah, I think it would have been really hard to cancel Bill Cosby had he not done that kind of crazy shit because he was just like a cemented figure.
I mean, he's not canceled in my book, but
exactly. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen, you can't never get me to cancel.
I mean, they've called Will Smith a Scientologist for years. No one gives a shit.
They said that he was a swinger.
They say him and Jay don't even have a real relate. Like, come on.
Listen, Will Smith is just an amazing, all around American figure, and you can't cancel him. So what? He slapped Chris Rock. Chris Rock needed to be slapped in the face on national TV. Shut the fuck up.
Do I think we needed another Bad Boys film? No, but
really, I love him and Martin together.
I love Martin and him, but I'm just like, what are we gonna do? They're old.
Yeah, but that's what makes it funny.
Hang it up.
I mean, Fast and Furious is still going, so
they're still going. This is what it's starting to feel like. It's
I don't think they're gonna do a fifth. I don't think they're gonna do a fifth.
They can't. I don't think they can physically do it.
No.
Will Smith does look great though.
He does. Because when you are stress free and you slap the shit out of people, then you're good.
Well, remember when he took some time off and gained some weight, and then it was the whole thing about him getting fat, and then he got back into shape.
Yeah. Well, people just love to be so traumatized by this. Shut the fuck up. Shut up.
You weren't even there. I remember watching that shit and everyone was like, what?
You're traumatized by a slap, but you're not traumatized by genocide in Palestine. Shut the fuck up.
Interesting.
Anyway, I'm excited to see the movie because I love those two together. And I
do want to see it because I think his little son that kind of looks like Drake.
His son?
His pretend son in the movie.
Who, Martin?
No, Will Smith. Remember he had a son in the last one?
Oh, yeah. Wait, no, what?
In the last Bad Boys. He found out that he had a son.
That's very true. Yes. I was like, no, he didn't. But yeah, because I'm thinking of Reggie. I'm thinking of Reggie. That's why.
That again.
And I was like, that's Martin's son-in-law. What are you talking about?
I love Bad Boys 2. What is with these second movies? Sister Act 2, great. Bad Boys 2, amazing.
Rush Hour 2.
Rush Hour 2, better than the
yeah.
Man.
Well, because it's like what do they call it? The sophomore curse. That's more so dealing with like people's albums and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Like the second one has to be better.
Yeah.
Because if not, then the whole franchise.
Well, yeah, you finally got a budget and a following. There's no reason it shouldn't be better.
Well, that's what even Whoopi Goldberg was talking about. She was on somebody's show and she was talking about they're in the works of doing or in talks of doing Sister Act 3.
Oh.
And she was saying she wanted to cast like Keke Palmer in it and all these other people. And I'm just like, be very careful who you put in Act 3. Because if it's not better than Act 2, baby, you're going to ruin the whole franchise. Just
why don't y'all give me a freaking Star movie first, and then we can work on something
Thank you. Bring back Star. # bring back Star.
I think I'm getting a Peaky Blinders movie though.
And Love Haircut. They canceled that already?
Peaky Blinders?
Yeah.
That's over. It's done.
Like the series
Like
is
the
done.
series is done, but they're gonna do a movie.
But that was it was purposefully
ended.
Okay. Yeah. I just like they ended prematurely. Station 19, you bastards. Y'all better not touch the Equalizer.
But there's so many fire department shows.
Well, you gotta respect your first responders because it's hot.
Hey, fires everywhere. I heard about California. Fires everywhere.
It's fires everywhere, man.
Do you know that there's a shortage of firefighters in California because they usually have all the volunteer firefighters for the wildfires, but no one can afford to live in California now. So there's this like huge need for firefighters.
I feel like firefighters are always short-staffed because you're not paying them shit.
Also, they're putting their lives on the line.
Right. And for volunteer, and then the prisoners be, trying to help out. I'm like, that's free labor. That ain't fair. Pay them firefighters. God doggone it. It's ridiculous. I mean, no damn sense. Pay them now. It's their money and they want it now.
Want it now.
It's a damn shame. Anyway, anything else we can talk about before we get out of here?
I think I talked it all out.
Good for you. Thanks. I'm happy about that.
Well, it is Men's Mental Health Month, so I just felt I'd do my...
Well, because you didn't feel like they needed mental health.
They need something.
This is a first step. They have to first acknowledge that they have a problem.
Their first step is to stop gaslighting me at work to make me think that I'm the crazy one.
They don't realize they're gaslighting you because that's why they have mental health issues.
And I just...
And another thing.
I'm not your mom. I'm not your... I don't have to sit here and explain to you why you're being a fucking idiot and why...
You know what I don't like about men in the workplace? And this is not a men bashing episode. This is really not, because I love to uplift our men.
It's always a men bashing episode for
Here's
me.
the thing that I do not like. I want every man who's under the sound of my voice to stop talking about your wives and your girlfriends and or fiancés while you are at work. And I'm talking about them in a negative light. I can't fucking stand my wife. She gets on my fucking nerves. My girlfriend, she made me this food and it's so fucking nasty. She can't fucking cook this bitch. Whoa, Jerry, I need you to stop.
Always Jerry.
Okay?
Something.
Lance, need you to stop. Bill, need you to stop. Okay? Stop talking about your wives. If you hate them that much.
All your coworkers 60.
I'm just calling out random white men names because it's only the white men that do it.
Bill, Charles.
Exactly. Hey, Larry. But yeah, please stop talking negatively about your wives at work. We don't want to hear it.
It's uncomfortable. I want to hear you bitch about your wife.
Yeah, and then
she's probably actually a nice lady. She's tired of your bullshit.
And then as soon as you come to the potluck or something, you meet, let me introduce you to your wife. Oh, this is the bitch who can't cook? Like, what the hell?
What's up, bitch?
You put me in a very awkward space because you talk shit about your wife all day long, and then as soon as you, hi, I've heard so much about you. So what have you heard? That you're a bitch and you can't cook. That's it.
Right? Am I right? Larry?
It's horrible. Just please stop talking about your wives. And the wives, talk about the husband. Oh my God, my husband's amazing. He's amazing. And it's just like, yeah, but he talks about you like shit at his job to his work wife. So just stop, please. Anyway, thanks, management. Anyway, we're about to get out of here. Y'all have an amazing week on purpose. And y'all remember to spread love.
Spread light.
And don't forget
to laugh your face off. I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna drown.
Yeah, you do. Please don't drown.
Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at The Face Off Pod. Be sure to tune in to The Face Off every Tuesday where new episodes are released.